Hello and welcome to In the Art Scene podcast, a place where we celebrate creatives from all walks of life. This holiday season, I wanted to share with you a few bonus episodes about small art businesses that I personally love. They're great if you're looking for unique gifts for artists and art lovers in your life. I hope you will join me in supporting them during your holiday shopping spree. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to In the Art Scene podcast. And today is another bonus episode with another local art business. So you guys will have choices before the holidays. So today's business is located in San Diego. I'm talking to Luz Maria. Is that right? Did I pronounce it right?
Okay, Luz Maria.
Luz Maria. Okay. My Spanish is terrible. No hablo.
Luz Maria. My last name is Clayton, and that helps.
Okay, well, since you started introducing yourself, you take it away.
Oh, thank you for having me, Galina. I'm super grateful. We met through our mutual friend Alex,
who also has a podcast.
Yeah, he's a pretty awesome guy, and I'm very grateful for any opportunities to share about my shop, the business. My mom is part of my business, my shop, my life. So we have a small space here in City Heights. The new term I'm hearing is called micro business.
Micro business. So it's City Heights is the place in San Diego. It's the neighborhood in San Diego. The story of, I have been to your shop. It's absolutely adorable, and it is micro.
It is.
It is
Thank
micro. You have 5 square feet or something.
Tiny. It's tiny, but it's perfect for what we have to offer. And my mom and I both are creators, makers. She sews, crochets. She's been dabbling in some accessories, making earrings and things. And then I do my art. I do digital art primarily. And this space has not only served as our little retail, but it also serves as a kind of an office space because it's still pretty slow and it gives me time to work on commission pieces. I do logos for small businesses. And so far we've been good, only hanging in there.
Well, you have been in business for 2 years. So at the time of the recording, you were celebrating your 2nd anniversary. So can you tell me how, you're a mom of a young child. You are a creative. You are a businesswoman, Latina businesswoman. How are you making this all happen? How are you making this all work? And how did you start? Literally today I was talking to my husband that I am so afraid of taking a risk and renting a space, maybe doing something outside of my house. And here you are, an inspiration for all of us. So tell me a little bit more about your story. I've heard about your story, but our listeners have not. So tell us a little bit more about it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I definitely don't take this space for granted. It's by the grace of God. You ask me how I do it. It's my faith, a lot of support from the community. Next door are my dear friends in Script2, also known as the Urban Art Shop, who have leased the space to me at a very gracious price. And without them, I don't think I would be here. And my mom, literally my mom, I wouldn't be here with her. So that's what keeps me going. My husband is also super supportive. He's actually home and my kids are growing up super fast. I have a little boy who's 12. He just started middle school. And then my little girl is 9. So yeah, she's still very young, vulnerable. I try to be there as much as I can and trying to juggle everything. So I've kind of learned to take a step back. And when I'm home, for the majority, I'm home. And sometimes I'll pull up the iPad if I got something, a deadline of some kind. But I've had to learn how to rein it in and be present when I'm there. And then when I'm working, be present there as well. Because I tend to get sidetracked very easily.
Aren't we all? So I have seen a lot of amazing art that you have made presented in your store, and a lot of the things that your mom is making. She's absolutely incredible sewer and crocheter. Do you have other artists that you represent in your shop?
Thank you. At first, I shied away from it, actually, for the duration of this shop, since it's been open. I tried a couple things with other creators, not necessarily artists, just local people who wanted to showcase their creations. I have anxiety issues, and it worked. It would trigger me in some way, being responsible for them, being responsible for their lovely creations. I didn't want to take on that task while I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing. So I used to feel selfish doing that, but then I realized it's for my mental health. And I'm happy to announce by the time you are hearing this, there will have been a month-long group art show exhibited in my store for the very first time.
Awesome.
So in October. So yeah, we're debuting our first group of artists. It's a theme near and dear to my heart. My friend and curator, Blanca Bergman, she's a local curator here in San Diego, and she took on the task. She is part of a mental wellness for artists program that she founded. And I reached out to her. She offered when I mentioned my ideas to invite others in, but my concerns of triggering anxiety, she offered to lend a hand. And without her, that wouldn't be happening. So she's taken on that job, and I'm super thrilled and excited to see what else can come of this.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. And I can only imagine, well, I will have a chance to visit your shop and see the group show by the time. So how long is the show gonna
It's gonna be a month long, starting October 1st. So I'm picturing by November it'll be down.
All right. So by the time our listeners are hearing this episode, the show is probably over. I will take it up on myself to tell you guys that it was awesome, even though I haven't seen it yet.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. It's just because it's such an awesome, cute little space. I mean, I just see a little group show out there. How many artists are you having?
So we're having a total of 7 artists that are participating, and Blanca was, oh man, I'm so impressed with this lady because she's very professional. She has a way of handling things to avoid those anxieties that come with a task like this. You know, these are people's precious creations. And I can really appreciate that as an artist myself, dropping off art. And Galina, you probably know, it's like now you have your little one. It's like you dropping off your kid off, and now you got to trust them in somebody's hands. And good luck. Hope it comes back.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's taken on that task for me, and super exciting. And the passion she has for doing that. Apparently, we have 2 artists that are emerging artists that have never showcased in any type of a exhibition. So for me, that was it kind of brought me back to when I first started, and the look in your eyes of excitement and fear at the same time of not knowing what to expect. It kind of created, I don't know, it brought up some emotions for me because I've been so caught up with go, business, make a living with art. And I kind of lost myself. I lost that little spark that we had when we participate in an event like this.
It's amazing that you're doing it for young artists who didn't have any chance to show their work anywhere before. So after the show is over, are you thinking about keeping some of that work like permanently in your shop, or continue working with artists and like dedicate part of the space in your shop for someone else? Or are you going to get back and make it solely for your mom's and yours creations?
That's a wonderful question. I think that I want to play it by ear and just see how this all plays out. We'll see how the artists feel and take it from there. I mean, it's certainly no skin off my back, how they say, if there's other artists' work, on a display. I'm actually very excited, and it's refreshing because I'm so used to seeing my stuff all the time.
Yeah.
It gets kind of old. So yeah, I'm totally down to keep that opportunity open. As far as me curating, like let's say Blanca is not available, I don't know if I have that in me to curate an event because of the triggers that come with it for me. It would be pretty tough. So if I have a partner in crime to take over that wall, then I'm down.
Well, we'll see what happens. I really hope that you'll be able to open part of your shop for someone else, maybe on like rotation basis or something. That's going to
Yeah.
be really fun. How would you describe your own art? Because I have seen some pretty amazing canvases. I know everything is digital. So how do you come up with the ideas? How would you describe what you do, and how do you produce your canvases?
Oh, thank you. So initially, when I started creating digital work, it was on my smartphone. And most of the work you see hanging in my shop was actually created on my smartphone, which,
Are you using
you
an app or what?
so I had two apps of choice. One was called PixArt. It's
Uh-huh.
basically a photo editing app. And the other one was called Art Rage. And that one you can draw, you can choose different brushes, different mediums, like even the canvas could be textured, chrome. I mean, I played with so many different styles, and then I would marry the two apps together. And when I started showcasing my work, is when the professionals, the real digital artists, graphic designers who went to school would look closely and say, "Hey, this is looking pixelated, lady. What are you using?"
Yeah.
So I started hearing terms like, have you tried Procreate? Do you have an iPad? What about Illustrator? And I'm like, what are these terms? That's fancy. And with time, I started getting commission work. And one of my mentors said, you need to buckle down and get an iPad. So my husband gifted me my fancy device, and I started learning more about these things. I call it Graphic Art 101 next door with my friends at the print shop.
Uh-huh.
They all kind of huddled around me because I was ready to throw this thing out the window. And they're not cheap, right?
Yes.
I was ready to throw it out the window. And I tried YouTubing it. That's how I've done things all along. I like to joke and say that I went to the University of YT, YouTube,
Yeah.
and it wasn't cutting it. So the boys actually helped me kind of grasp what I was really needing to do. Something simple like, what size canvas do you start off with? What surface? What dimensions? That's what I was struggling. Nobody on YouTube teaches you that. So once I got that out of the way, I was able to do that. And I was already having my prints done on photo paper. And I used to do that from home. Then I got connected with the print shop. And well, it just opens your mind to printing on wood. So when you come in here, you might see some digital works printed on wood, definitely canvas. Sometimes I have to outsource. The bigger they get, you have to go online and get creative. But whatever I can get from the urban art shop, I will. I have my work printed on not just paper. Of course, we do greeting cards, magnets. I like to say whatever I can slap it on, a mug, I'll do that. T-shirts. And all of that was in the efforts of making money so I can sustain my family. So ultimately, that's my goal. But you asked me how I create my work, and now it's on an iPad with fancy apps that I pay for every month.
Yeah. I feel you because when my baby was born, I also invested in the iPad because I suspected that I won't be able to spend as much time in the studio as I want to. But iPad is like, I will take it with me to the nursery, and while baby's playing, I will be playing with the iPad. And I downloaded Procreate. I bought the Procreate, and
Nice.
I started playing with that. But I totally feel you. Like you get lost in this thing. There's so many variables, and I went to the University of YT.
Yay!
Yay! And I immediately got overwhelmed.
For
So yeah,
sure.
but yeah, there's a lot. Digital art is a real art. I mean, what you do, you are really drawing, you're really creating something from scratch, and it's just the medium of it is not like paper, pencils, and paints. It's on the screen, but it's a real artist work.
Thank you for that. Yeah, sometimes we're frowned upon. People will get disappointed. They'll say, "Wow, I love that painting," and then I don't want to mislead them, so I will say, "Well, it's actually digital art on whatever surface. It's on canvas, wood, and it kind of loses its magic, which is sad because they loved it before they knew it was digital." So I think people will ask me this often. They'll say, "Is this the original?" And I guess it could be the original if I have never sold it before, but usually since my work is I put it on prints and all kinds of stuff. I can't promise them anything. I say, oh, that piece is already in Washington somewhere on a magnet. Sorry, it's not the original. But I wish it didn't lose its magic like that. Some people don't care. Not everybody, but most of the time I get it.
I don't understand people who care about those things. I mean, it is original. I mean, you created it. You chose what it's going to be printed on. So those are all executive artist decisions that you made. Yeah. So it is as original as can be. Speaking of originals, I got an interesting question for you. Have you been doing or thinking about NFT since you're creating?
I'm
Tell me
so
more about that.
confused. Well, sometimes I feel very not intelligent because I've had a few people explain it to me, and I understand it's something like there's a sea, and in the sea there's a bunch of art or something like that. I'm so bad, and some of that art can be mine, and then a bunch of people can have access to it, right? Worldwide. So that's how my brain understood it, but I don't even know where to begin with that.
All right. I think I might be able to help you offline when we're done with this episode. So
I would love it. Thank you.
Your art is beautiful. I think since it's digital already, I think NFT is the way to go for you.
Yeah, I would love to learn more. Yeah, people have mentioned it several times, but I'm just like, I no entiendo. Sorry, I don't get it.
So when I have been to your shop, I have seen 2 actual paintings.
Yes.
So tell me more a little bit about that. So you were painting before, or was it like one-off experiment, or why is that there's 2 original, painted paintings among the plethora of digital art?
Well, I think you can relate to this right now because I was a stay-at-home mom for many years, and to relieve stress, I used to draw on my device, and so that's where a lot of the art was born because I didn't have too much time to take care of the kiddos and then clean up the mess. So I just got really good at my craft. I just really got really good, and I found enjoyment drawing on my smartphone. Like I legit would have the baby in my arms, and when the baby was napping, I would be drawing on my phone. So it was just easy access, and I fell in love with digital art. It allowed me to kind of do things that I couldn't do with paint. You can hit undo, you can erase.
Yeah, right.
But the paintings, those are very special to me because of that. Those do take more time. It does require cleanup. It does require equipment, supplies, an investment. So when I painted the big piece, I think it's 2 feet by 4, the long one that you saw, that piece, I was super broke. I'm always broke, believe it or not. And always managed though. And there was this mom group on Facebook, and they, people give each other stuff. So one of the moms was giving away a canvas. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is my chance. I've never had that kind of money where I can buy a big canvas like that. And I'm curious, what can I do with that? So I reached out, and she was kind of doing like, message me if you're interested and I'll pick somebody. So apparently it was her mother-in-law who passed and was an artist, and she left that. So it was special for her. She was choosing somebody special. And so I told her my story, how I'm an artist and stay-at-home mom and so on, and super broke. And I got the canvas.
Yay.
So yeah, so just that alone, the canvas alone has a story. And the piece itself is a depiction of, I call it new beginnings. It's a young lady cutting her hair, and as she's cutting her hair, she's pulling it up, and she's cutting it, and flowers and butterflies coming out of that haircut, representing change.
It's a beautiful piece.
Thank you. And it looks a lot like my digital stuff, which is kind of cool. I kind of like how you can tell it's my work if you follow my work. So that's the meaning behind that painting. And then any other paintings that I do have are just because I had a little extra time, or maybe my kids are older and I just had time. So yeah, it all comes down to time, really.
But if you had more time, would you prefer to do like painting with paints, or would you stick with your devices anyway?
I think I want to marry the two.
That's interesting. Tell me more.
Yes, I do. Because what I want to do is, and I've done this before, like I'll have the concept in my mind, put it on the device, and then use the projector to put it on a surface. So I did that with the records. I was part of a Art Reach charity event.
Yeah, I have
And
done that too. Yep.
Were you in
Yep.
there? Oh yeah, you were in
Yes.
there
Yes.
too. Yes,
Yes,
I
I was.
loved your pieces, by the way.
I have seen yours. I love them too.
Thank you. Yeah. So that actually was another opportunity for me to paint and get my hands dirty and make a mess in my art room. And that was pretty cool. So I got to marry the two. I did it digitally and then traced it onto the surface, and it was beautiful. I loved it. It was
Awesome.
such an easy way to go.
That sounds like a great idea.
You should try that.
Yeah, I should. I need to. I need to
you
buy.
probably don't need to, because you can freestyle.
Well, if you can freestyle on the screen, you can freestyle on the canvas.
I'm just so nervous about messing up because I'm always broke, girl. I'm like, man, I'm gonna mess this up. Gotta get it right the first time. I know you can always paint over.
Yes, you can. Yeah, this is why I like acrylic. Like, acrylic is so forgiving. Let's take a short coffee break. Producing this podcast sure takes a lot of energy. Would you buy me a coffee so I can continue doing it? I would really appreciate it. The link is in the show notes and on our website, intheartscene.com. Thanks for supporting our show. All right. Well, canvases, paintings, this is all great. But you are doing more than that. I know that you're making some other stuff. And one of that stuff is earrings. And people who know me know that I am an earrings junkie. I like to have like the biggest, boldest, the most weird ones. So I bought a pair from you. Those are one of my favorites. But you're making more than that. You're making all kinds of different things. So when people are entering your shop, it is a small space, but there's an abundance of things to explore and look at and choose from. So everyone can find something for themselves, no matter if they were like thinking about something specific, or like no matter what kind of budget they have. So tell me a little bit more about what else you are creating.
Wow. Yeah, I'm very excited to share that, because you're right. Sometimes people come in and they might have a limited budget, or they don't have space. So they fall in love with the piece, and then I'm able to say, here's a 3x3 magnet if you like, and they'll take that. So it gives them an opportunity to take something home with them. And yes, the earrings are always fun. I too love collecting earrings.
Yeah.
So if I can just slap my art on it, I will. It's my motto. And I try to listen to the audience. So I say audience because we actually had a live sale audience of people, sometimes anywhere between 10 to 30 people watching my mom and I sell our products live on. I used to call it QVC Latina, not officially. We don't want to get sued, but yeah, so we would present our pieces, and we'd kind of listen to what people had to say. They would see an art piece in the background and say, hey, can I get that on a shirt? Or can I get that on, now I do bookmarks, for example. Those are easy to take home. And it's a really nice way to give somebody a unique gift. So like, say I put a Frida image on there, and they know somebody who just loves to read and they love Frida. Perfecto. Perfect gift. So one of our goals here is to be the go-to gift shop in City Heights. People can like literally just walk over here, and we've created that with just talking to the local people, letting them know we're here, treating everybody the same. So if people come in here, you're going to expect the same treatment, whether you're from the streets, because we get a lot of that. And we have a big heart for people dealing with mental illness, passing by. And my mother-in-law used to say, the problem is not when somebody's talking to themselves, it's when they're returning the conversation, when they're talking back. So if you're talking to yourself and you pass by, it's okay. It's okay. So yeah. And then all walks of life, we have people just stumbling in. They're coming to the print shop or the post office, and they stumble in and they're like, oh, what is this place? And they don't want to leave without something. Like you mentioned, they fall in love with us, and they just want to take something home. If they're from out of town, they're like, let me grab this sticker that says California or something.
Hmm.
And that's what we want to do. Just take a little piece of us with you.
I like your idea about making it like a go-to gift shop in City Heights, because what's important is that your place is like, these are the gifts. These are, those little things that you can expect from the gift shop, the mugs, the T-shirts, the magnets, but everything is created here by you. So you meet the artist, and it's like those are practically, I mean, you can't call them one of a kind, but it's not that, those cheap made in China kind of things, right? Everything is made here, created by you, made right here, maybe even next door at the print shop, and people have access to it. So that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. One more thing I wanted to mention, I absolutely forgot. You told me when we met last time about the lives that you and your mom are doing, and I totally forgot that you were doing this. So if you can talk a little bit more about how you do it, where you do it, and then we will make sure that the show notes have links so people can find you if someone wants to watch and yeah, buy something online during one of your lives.
Sounds great. So yeah, we kind of paused them for a bit. We put it on pause, but we will be resuming them the day after Thanksgiving. So my friend Patrice from My Sister's Closet, she's my mentor, taught me how to do everything that I do on the live sales from beginning to end. And my mom and I were able to survive during the pandemic because of live sales. So we took a pause because we had to focus more on our website and all this business stuff. But effective the day after Thanksgiving. So I don't know what day Thanksgiving is this year, but it's usually on a Thursday. So they're calling it Brown Friday. So everybody's
Brown
welcome
Friday.
to shop. Yeah, you don't have to
Yes.
be brown to shop, but it's a group of Latina women who have businesses and they're all over the nation, but they go live. So we all have a little time slot and we get about a good hour. And so, we wait our turn. When it's our turn, I do send an invite on Facebook. So if you follow me, be sure to follow me on Facebook. I'm just under Luz Clayton. And then you'll get the little invitation to tell you the time and day when we go live. And I'm just going to be directing people to my website. So this is a new way I'm trying it. So basically I would show an item. I'll say, hey, check out these cool earrings with this artwork, yada, yada. And then go onto the website. It's on there now. And then people can just click, put in their cart and shop for the holidays.
So I'm pretty sure that this episode is going to be live before Thanksgiving, which means it's going to be before Brown Friday. We'll make sure to put links to your Facebook so people can follow you and you can send invites. And anyone who is interested in Brown Friday live sale online, please follow Luz Maria and her wonderful creations. That's going to be awesome.
Thank you. I'm excited about that.
All right. Well, I asked pretty much all the questions I had in my head. Is there anything that you want to talk about? Because I know that there are some interesting ways of. City Heights is a very specific neighborhood, and I know there are some challenges, and I know it's challenging to have a small business as a woman, a working mom, and it's more challenging to run a business as a Latina woman. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that.
Yes, thank you. It certainly is all of that. So it has been quite a challenge. Sometimes I have been concerned, like, oh man, can we be open through the end of the year? And I'm pretty sure I have it covered for the end of the year. So I'm going to be positive, and we just need to be very creative. So I'm going to be holding a workshop. Hopefully it can turn into a monthly thing. And my mom and I were very crafty. So we're going to come up with some cool classes, provide all the supplies. For example, October would have already passed, but we're going to be putting on a flower crown workshop. We want to make it inclusive. So it doesn't just apply to people who celebrate Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, but you see those a lot in the festivities, these huge flower crowns. So I've done this before pre-COVID with my friend Irma from Cositas Bonitas. And now that my mom and I work together, we're going to be putting something on, partnering up with a local restaurant called El Borrego. And it's been put out there that if it's something that we want to do regularly, then we may be able to continue. They have a lovely patio outside. And as you know, San Diego, we just have some awesome weather.
Yes.
And they're willing to accommodate us. So I just found that before I didn't ask for help. I would just want to do everything on my own, figure it out, YouTube it, you know, how we roll. And people just started offering help, like Alex Catano from Gata Nation Studios. He's become a huge component in our shop. Like he promotes us, shares. He invited me to be a speaker in one of his functions at Rotary. So I found that challenges can be combated with a little bit of help. And I might get emotional, but it's not easy for me to ask for help. So, just reaching out to the people in the community. These are all people that have offered in passing just by meeting us and just saying, hey, if you want to use my space, you're welcome to it. Or if you want me to record a little video of you to invite people to your store, I'm here for you. And my mom, she's my mom, but she's the one who came in and said, Mija, if you think you can't handle the shop on your own, I'm here for you. And her husband will come and hang out here 5 to 6 hours on 4 to 5 days a week and just chill and meet the public and take over the store. And I couldn't do without everybody. Like I mentioned, the lease here is just a dream come true. And there are many challenges, but the way to combat them, I'm learning, is community, reaching out, asking for help. I don't like to mooch off of people. So I always say, okay, what can I do for you? You know, how can I help you out? What can I do for you? So you'll constantly see me posting other people's businesses, sharing their victories, sharing their workshops, whatever my friends have going on. Even they're not my friends, even if I just know about them, I will share because I know the struggle. And I appreciate when people do that for me.
Yes, that is amazing. That is these are the stories I keep hearing on the podcast about the power of the community. Like when you have something in your heart and in your mind, and you put all of you into this, and then it's almost like sometimes people say it's a universe. Sometimes like the stars align, but all of that drills down anyway to someone coming up and helping you, or offering something to be part of this, to handle something for you, to take the burden off, like the curator who knows that you have anxiety, and she can handle the show. That is amazing.
It's huge, right?
It is huge. Yes, I love these stories. It's absolutely huge.
Yes, and people like yourself, who you just had a baby and you're doing this interview. And I know, it's time away from your little one, and I don't take anything for granted. This is what I tell people that have helped me along the way, is I'm not going to take your help for granted. It's going to mean something, and it's appreciated.
Well, I really hope that we have enough listeners on this podcast, and you will have some good crowd on your live on the Brown Friday, and you're going to have some crowd in your store right before the holidays. Because guys, if you want a unique gift, if you are in San Diego and you want a unique gift, if you're visiting for holidays or something, don't go to, I don't know, Seaport Village, where everything is the same, where tiny little Mexican tiles are made in China. Please don't.
Yeah, come here instead.
Come here to City Heights, to Luz Maria's shop, and get yourself some pretty unique, one of a kind artwork printed on something that you can take with you.
Yay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd love to serve you. We do our own shipping from here in the US.
It's even better.
Mm-hmm. So you can just come in, say you want to buy a gift for your grandma and she's in another state. Just leave it to us and we'll ship it out from here. So
awesome. It's even better. You can shop for all your relatives in every state and just go home with your suitcase not being, overflown.
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. We've done just that. We've had people just ask us, just ship it. I can give you the price right here. Boom, boom, boom. It costs $4. We can ship it out. Let's go. And so I think all those little tips were given to me by other business owners. So I didn't learn this on my own, and I'm just grateful for it. So yes, please come see us for your holiday and birthday. any special needs. We do a lot of custom stuff too. I don't know if people know that. My mom, if you see an apron you love, but you don't like the pattern, she will find the fabric for you and she'll make it.
Well, let's dedicate a few more minutes to your mom because she's a
Okay.
big part of your shop and she is an amazing creator as well. So what does she do?
So my mom is Linda Garcia, and she is a self-taught sewer. She's like me, YouTube too. So she's still doing that. She'll get some really cool ideas. Actually, my mom didn't go to school for marketing or business, neither did I, but she's brought so much to the table because I think I was so close-minded coming here. I already had an idea of kind of what I was going to do, which is just sell my art as is. But my mom said, Mija, you need to start catering to the locals, which if you're familiar with City Heights, it's like the melting pot of how many different ethnicities are here? Like somebody told me once, hundreds, thousands, I don't know, in this little,
Wow.
I should look it up because I don't want to give wrong info, but it's a lot of ethnicities. We got a lot of people from Haiti, Ethiopia, Somalia, Mexico, El Salvador. Like these are all the people that I've met. So coming in, we'll ask them, Nigeria. So my mom, she started catering to all the people, all the walks of life. So she started making these really cool beanies with the colors representing their native flags. Actually, even from Ukraine, she made some really cute beanies and bracelets made out of yarn with the colors to support. And I just thought, wow, Mom, how in the world, you're amazing. And we have this mannequin head out here in the window. And that beanie doesn't last. It's this little Rasta beanie. Everybody loves it. We've had so many people just snatch it right off. I want it. They buy it. They bring somebody, they buy it. And so it's just a rotating beanie.
Yeah, I saw that one. It's actually, it's pretty colorful. I like that one.
So,
yeah.
And it's just her whole way of bringing the community, involving them. She said, you're not just Chicana, you're not just serving the Chicanos, you're serving everyone. So with that in mind, I mean, I do have some really diverse pieces too that are all inclusive. But I think for like my commercial stuff, I was focusing a lot on the Chicano, Hispanic crowd, and that's limiting. So I started trying to broaden my horizons thanks to my mom. So that's what she brings to the table. And I like to say that she is the face of the shop. So this is her shop, really. I am the business person or wannabe business person. I take care of all the behind the scenes. And when she's here, when we're here together, I kind of like to take a step back and let her handle things. People just love her. She has a big smile. And when people come in, they know her first name. They might even already have her number because people will bring little bags of clothes for her to alter, which is super cool. You bring it in, she takes it home. A day later, she brings it back and you pick it up. So she'll so it's so sweet. We take it for granted. A gentleman might come in with a bag full of clothes that he's been saving for years. And it's like, it just needs to be mended, hem some pants, add a button here. And my mom can do little alterations like that. And it brightens up their day. And I'm just like, wow, Mom, check you out. she's pretty awesome. And she's bilingual, but she was born in Tijuana and raised here in Fallbrook, if you're familiar with San Diego County. It's a little north of San Diego. And then she raised us here, actually, in City Heights.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like both you and your mom are badass.
Thank you. This shirt says that. I don't know if I could say this word, but
hey, you can say this word. It's fine.
Okay, it says what you just said. Badass like my mom, but in Spanish.
That's awesome.
Chingona como mi madre.
That's awesome. All righty. So to wrap this up, let's quickly go over where people can find you. And everything you say, like you don't have to spell it out because I'll put everything in the show notes so people can click and choose wherever they want to go to your new website, which I haven't seen yet. By the way, I want to check it out. Or one of your social medias, whatever people have preferences for. And of course, the physical address of your shop.
For sure. So we are actually located at 4205 University Avenue in San Diego. The zip code is 92105, and you can now Google map us. You can find us on Google Maps. Yeah, it's a big code. Search for Arte De Luz, And then we're online at artedeluzzd.com. So SD for San Diego. And the other way to reach us is Instagram. You want to catch me being silly and see what events. I usually do a lot of pop-ups and I'll post it on there. And I'm at Arte De Luz 1, just the number 1. And then Facebook, that's where our lives are going to happen. So don't miss that. And that's Luz Clayton. Pretty easy. And come to our shop. You'll see my little logo. It's a circle and then it's the sun and the moon and it says Arte De Luz.
We'll make sure to put everything in the show notes. So you guys, again, holidays are coming soon. So what are you waiting for? If you're in San Diego, or even if you're not in San Diego, just contact Luz on her social media. She is extremely responsive on Instagram. We always chat on Instagram.
Yes.
Tell her what you like and she can ship. She already said that.
Amen. Yes, I can.
Yay.
I promise I can ship. And I think
Alrighty.
that's it. Yep.
Thank you so much for your time today. And I am really glad that I have a chance to highlight some really awesome San Diego local artists and local shops for this holiday season.
Thank you. Thanks for having me once again. Enjoy your little one.
I will. All right. Thank you. And thank you for being such a huge part of the art scene in San Diego.
Yay. Gracias.
Yay. See you next time.
Peace
Bye.
out. Bye.
It has been another episode of In the Art Scene podcast. If you liked today's conversation, please give us a good review on Apple. And go listen to other great stories. Check out our website intheartscene.com or follow us on Instagram at intheartscene for more content. If you are a creative and you want to share your story, shoot us a message from the website or DM us on Instagram. Look forward to seeing you next time in the art scene.